This thing came in. Ordered this thing on Etsy like 2 weeks ago. Whenever I recorded the video with Cartridge Crazy on the whole Houston Retropalooza thing, ordered it that same evening, and this came in the mail on Friday, and just put it through the wash and everything. And I mean, come on, that's me. This is absolutely fantastic. But what is up, you beautiful bastards? I'm Chris from Circle of Geekdom. Ow. And happy Shadowbringers week. Like, I am really genuinely excited for this week because starting on Friday, early access becomes available for those who pre-ordered Final Fantasy XIV's next expansion pack. I, of course, pre-ordered. I've been talking about the collector edition, how I want to do an unboxing, but kind of spoiling something right now. I'm really jazzed. So this week is going to be a lot of Final Fantasy videos, personal stories, favorite characters, favorite installments, least favorite, musical pieces, all that kind of stuff, because I'm a huge fanboy for that stuff. If you can't already tell, look at all that stuff. So with that, I wanted to kind of kick things off with a really cool story that happened today. So I went over to a Game Over Videogames here in San Antonio, and the guy behind the counter actually recognized my t-shirt, and he asked me, I know he didn't ask me where I got it from, but he just complimented the shirt. I said, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And was kind of looking around the store, just seeing if anything kind of caught my fancy. So part of this is in light of hanging out with Cartridge Crazy a couple weeks ago and kind of getting into the whole collector's process. So yeah, I decided to see if there's any Final Fantasy stuff that really caught my eye. And I did find a few things. So first off, get a PS2 copy of the Final Fantasy XI Online Vanity Collection 2008. I just like the art on this one. I just thought this looked really cool. You can never see it above the camera here, but I have more Final Fantasy collectibles, and like I just think this would just look really good just above all that stuff. So that's it. I just thought this was really neat. It was $5 because obviously I don't think the servers for this game are working on the PS2 version. So again, just a neat little piece of art. Then also picked up the 11. Damn, the shimmers were wet. Rise of the Zilliart and Chains of Prometheia casing. And this one I really just got because it has some Amano artwork in the center, and I absolutely love Amano's artwork. So again, I think just a nice little piece just to kind of put above, and just so I can at least show this piece off. So when I was looking around, I did find one other really big piece that I'm excited to show off. But one of the things that happened during the conversation with a clerk at Game Over was he asked me if I was excited for Shadowbringers. Told him, well, fucking of course I am. And he says that I've had something behind the counter for a long time that I've been waiting for somebody to swing by and who's really interested, and see if somebody's would be interested in picking it up. So, and that's where he showed me this little guy. Zoom in a little bit closer. But this is yeah, it's not going to focus all that well, but a Final Fantasy XIV PC controller, because USB. And apparently, like, I looked these up on Amazon, and they go for about 80 to 130 bucks brand new, or even used, because I don't think Square actually sells this anymore on their website, and so you just basically have to find somebody who has one and buy it off them. And the cool thing, though, is because Game Over has set prices, they had to basically figure out what to call this, and I think they went with traditional PS3 controller. So I got this for $10, and I'm not going to use it because mouse and keyboard all the way. But again, I just think this is really cool, and it kind of leads into why I absolutely love the Final Fantasy community, which is like there's just like a sense of camaraderie with the whole group of them. Like when you talk to like I have a Facebook group that I interact with quite a bit, or the people in my free company, or even like Discord channels, there is something really genuinely pretty awesome about the community as a whole. So like I played a little bit of World of Warcraft, like 15-20 minutes collectively. So this is a very kind of admittedly naive kind of perception for it. But there's always been like this, I kind of view as like maybe toxicity, like from what folks have told me, from perceptions, from just kind of everything that is just, you know, not quite as, we'll just say what it is. It's just not quite as positive as the 14 community. And I think maybe part of this also, the game's been around for a hell of a lot longer. So you have people who've been playing this game from all the way from the classic back in, 2004, I think is when it first came out. I think it's been 15 years. And so when you get that used to playing a game that consistently, you expect that the people you play with will be at that same level and, you know, whatever. But I have heard that pretty frequently about the toxicity of the community there. And Obviously, not everybody, but enough to say there is a consistency, especially when you compare it to 14, which I think people in general tend to be a lot more positive and more communal in their approach. And if you are somebody who's new to things, like when I play as my Dark Knight, this is the first time I've ever tanked. And I always tell people when I do a roulette saying, hey, first time, I apologize if I cause a wipe. And not one person has ever just bounced out because of that. I think like the worst thing that's ever happened was I usually tell people that if I'm streaming the game that it's going to be on Twitch. I've had like one person one time like bounce out. And I think I had a group of friends, like they were the three people in the roulette were a group of friends, and I was the newbie, and still fairly new to the game. And like I messed up at some point doing a dungeon, and then they just kicked me out. That happened one time there, and I think in WoW it happened. I think at least 2 to 3 times in the very short period I was playing it. Granted, to their credit, I was a priest. I never played a healing class, so yeah, I probably just did a really shit job. I have no qualms about that. I would at least like to have noticed that when I played 14 as a tank and wasn't doing a good job, there's been consistently somebody in the group telling me to do something different. And I appreciate that. It's a little difference, but it does make the experience a lot more welcoming, too. And the same thing really comes up when I'm in that Facebook group and somebody says, hey, I'm brand new to the game. Do I have tips? And you just see rows and rows and rows of comments. But I think that's really cool. And it just is a testament to just how overall positive this community is. And I think the same thing even goes with like the 3 different fan expos that happen throughout the world. The community of developers, like Yoshi P has been absolutely phenomenal throughout this whole process and has been very open and honest with folks. And yeah, it's just such a wonderful, wonderful group of gamers to play with. And that even includes like the silly stuff you can do in the game. One of the things I saw in my Facebook group was a group of bards who just went out to Limsa Lominsa, and they were all decked out in the exact same clothing, and they put on a free concert of the Legend of Zelda music to everybody. Like, how cool is that? Like, how amazing is that you can do that in an MMO where you can just play whatever music you want. Like, if you go on YouTube, there's a lot of videos of bards who are playing top 40 hits. I've seen Linkin Park on there. I've seen all sorts of really, really cool music. Obviously, you get a lot of Final Fantasy music itself. But yeah, that's just a nice extra touch that is available in this game. The Hildebrand stuff, too. Like, again, obviously, I have the shirt. I end these videos saying, I tip my hat to you as only a Manderville man can. Like, there is just so much humor and heart and just love in those like pieces of content that, like, I've asked people who play World of Warcraft, is there a version of this? And the answer is no. So, again, just the fact that there's not even any real combat in this other than maybe a dungeon every once in a while. Like, this is just meant to be silly. And they could have taken a very easy route in 14 and had Hildebrand just be just a straight up doofus character and that's it. But they didn't. Like, they gave him these little moments, especially if you play the Heavensward Hildebrand quest where he has a son, and like shows genuine heart in that he wants to take care of this kid. And they didn't have to do that quest. They didn't have to give Hildebrand an extra sense of depth to him. They just could have just made him a slapstick humor. But they did do that and gave him a really nice character arc and with reoccurring jokes and homages to other games and other pieces of content. Like, that's just brilliant. And it's part of why I love this game so much and why I absolutely cannot wait for Shadowbringers to come out. But, yeah, and with that, I do also want to show off the last piece that I got, which is, and actually what I'll do here, you can kind of see it already from what it is, but I'm going to remove the price because I want to say that as a surprise, is, look at that. I found the Dissidia Ultimate Collector's Edition of on the PS4 for $100. So if you go to the Square Enix website, like a brand new copy of this goes for $130. Then you have to take into account tax and shipping and handling. Like on Amazon, this thing I think still goes for about $268. But this is an original, still in sealed copy of the game. And I've been wanting this for a little while because it does come with some really neat shit in there. So you get that Warrior of Light statue, that awesome art book, a steel case, soundtrack, some of the Final Fantasy trading cards, and an art book. So all of this for realistically, like, what would it be, 25% off, and not have to worry about shipping and handling fees on top of that. Like, this is really, really cool. And for a game that I've heard mixed at best reviews about, like, I'm willing to give this a real shot, just to check it out. And I know it even comes with a season pass too, so I'm gonna get some extra playable characters and extra costumes and all sorts of neat stuff. So yeah, I think I'll certainly give this a shot. I'm debating whether to actually open it or not. Yeah, screw it. Let's just do it. Because as much as I do collect stuff for too, I'm a firm believer that you collect so you can share and so you can enjoy the thing, and you can't enjoy something unless you actually open it. I mean, you can. You can just keep it sealed and just be appreciated that you have it, but, you know, whatever. So, let's see what's actually inside the sumbitch here. So, careful. So, I know you've already seen it because I showed you the back. Oh, look! Little Moogle. That's awesome. Alright, here, so... lower that down there. Cool. So now you have the cool art box. You got the Warrior of Light, you got Mog, you got Ishtola right there. I want to say that's going to be Squall over Meow. Over here got Cloud, probably an Onion Knight for the looks of that, and Cecil over there. Is that the Onion Knight? No, I can't tell who actually that is. Let's see here. On the back is Lightning, probably Firion maybe. I don't recognize who that guy is. And you got Tidus and Zidane over here. And maybe Papalimo. Maybe Papalimo right here. So, yeah. Tidus, Zidane. Warrior of Light right there, dead center. I think that's kind of cool. This might drive me nuts who this character is going to be here on the back. Not recognizing who that is. Or the person with the... on the side here. I'm not recognizing. Cool. And on the side, you got Bartz and Terra. Very cool. Got the Warrior of Light card in here, too. Very nice. I actually used to play the card game for a little while, but let me know in the comments below if you did, too. Or still do. Oh, my God. I'm so glad I got this. I'm so glad I even opened this now, too. Hell yes. So, on the front, the Warrior of Light in absolutely amazing art. And on the back is Garland. Again, just absolutely fantastic artwork. Let's see here. We're going to hide this stuff here. But it also came with a jumping gift bonus for Dissidia, Opera Omnia as well. Cool. My season pass as well. The soundtrack track list, which I think... oh, that's actually kind of cool. They give you the track list. I like that. I really do. Let's see here. A free trial for Final Fantasy XIV. Oh yeah, it's just an ad for the free trial. Okay. And very cool. So of course the game itself and the soundtrack disc, which I really dig. And behind the discs are all the various weapons from the Final Fantasy series, which again, very cool. Lightning Sword. I'm seeing the Brotherhood, the Warrior of Light Sword, Cecil Sword, all that good stuff. So that's really cool. I'm digging that. I am really, really digging this stuff in here. So put this up here. Digging that. Really, really digging that. And take that up. Move that out of the way. The lovely art book here too. Like, I absolutely love, love, love the art from Final Fantasy. Oh, it's... let's see what we got here. So we got some... look at that. Ain't that neat? Oh, an alternate costume for the Fledgling Warrior, too. That's neat. So, it looks like there's going to be an interview here in the front with Yosuke Hayashi. Very neat. I always love reading these art books. These are just really great coffee table pieces. Oh, okay, so the characters, it was Vaughn. That's just his art style for that. I usually have him with daggers, so I didn't think about the... yeah, so the Mithril Sword... oh, it's not Papalimo, it's Shantoto from 11. That's what it is. Okay. And Rams is in here too. Ace from Type 0, which if you check out my streams from before, from yesterday, you can see I played a lot of Type 0, which is not bad. Not a bad game at all. It's hard as shit, though. It's really, really difficult. And finally, the pièce de résistance, an Ultimate Collector's Edition Warrior of Light bust, which is super lightweight. Super, super lightweight. And there it is. Easy to pop out. And look at that. I dig the hell out of this. I really, really like it. Hell yeah, I'm so glad. So if you've seen my streams before, you know I have a Warrior of Light statue that I put right above my computer. But I love this. I really like the attention to detail for it. See, hopefully this thing can focus on it real quick. But probably not the best focusing job, but you know, you can see it, still see it though. But this is absolutely fantastic. I love this collector's edition. Absolutely worth the money. And this is like a nice little taste of how the Final Fantasy XIV unboxing is going to go, because I will do this the exact same way because I don't know how to edit shit. So, but yeah, with that though, let's go and put this here on the side, put this back in here, put this down here. So yeah, this is going to be how a lot of this week's going to be playing out. Like, I'm going to be talking a lot about Final Fantasy, parts that I love, parts that I think could be better, stuff that is just absolutely terrible. Almost flubbed up that line, but I didn't. Kind of did. But yeah, like, I just absolutely love this franchise so much, and I'm really excited for Shadowbringers for not only the fact that it's a new expansion pack, but in the history of this game, this will now be the first time where I'm actually completely caught up in the main story quest, where I can jump right into it, and I'm really, really pumped for that. So once Shadowbringers comes out, there will definitely be a lot of videos of kind of talking about my experience with it. I am going to play through the MSQ as a red mage, because that's what my character Vanisphere's, what I feel like really what he is. First and foremost, he's a red mage. So I know a lot of folks are probably going to be going as Dark Knight, but again, for me, as attached as I am to Vanisphere's, he's a red mage, so he will go through the MSQ as such. And then I will probably do the Dancer class first, just to see how that plays out, and then finally the Gunbreaker, and then all the extra stuff along the way. And you better believe I am doing the Hildebrand quests, because of course I am. But with that, like, I really want to share as many stories about my time with Final Fantasy as I can. Like, it defines a very large part of who I am as a gamer, and I want to hear the stories from you guys too. So if you are a hardcore Final Fantasy nut like I am, let me know some of your favorite stories. I'll be doing the same as well. And until next time, though, I tip my hat to you as only a Manderville man can. You guys take care, and I will catch you later.